Hey everyone, this is Dana Silvestri, and today I'm excited to interview one of my recent successful clients, Shanna, who was able to go from being controlled by external circumstances to gaining confidence in having an international best-selling book. She's joined me today to talk a little more about that. So thanks for coming on, Shanna.
Thanks for having me, Dana.
No problem at all. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions here.
Sure.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do.
I live in Southern California and I've been a massage therapist since 2007. And when I started to learn about business and trading time for money and how to really be free in my life, I learned about, being a business owner, more of an entrepreneur. So I started on that journey in 2012, still in the health and wellness field. I help people now balance their bodies internally while I can also help them externally with the massage. And I just really love helping people. It's always been, one of my driving forces is to go out and make the world a better place and kind of contribute in a positive way and have that impact. So I've really enjoyed getting to use my time and talents to assist others and maybe thinking about what they're passionate about and really encouraging them to go after, getting the material they need to make those differences in their life.
Awesome, awesome. And what would you say was the big problem you were dealing with before joining the program?
Before joining the program, I was sort of like lost about who I am and what I could contribute. COVID shut down massage completely, and so I wasn't really able to live that part of my life that was so special to me. And I love hugs and being with people and networking and being out in the world. And so to be in my home with just my kids doing homeschool and kind of fell into a little bit of a depression. And so I was really just trying to figure out going forward what I could do to create this new vision of myself. Like I had always spent time trying to emulate or copy the mentors or the successful people, but I hadn't really found my own unique style of doing that and being authentically Shannah.
Awesome. So the big problem was really like falling into yourself, creating that vision, those goals that you truly what you wanted to go after, and then being able to model people because that's important, but put your own personal twist on it, right? And be able to do
Right.
that towards what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and just knowing, it's not imposter syndrome to be a good follower. You have to be a good follower before you can be a great leader and really just
Boom.
learn those things. It's everything I've learned in the last several years or however the time I've taken to grow with personal development or positive audios or reading great books. Like this is all material we didn't have before we were exposed to it, and so I can't be so hard on myself, like, well, why didn't I do this sooner? Or why is it taking me this long? Like, it's all a journey and it takes the right amount of time for everyone because we're only able to handle to the capacity of which we've already grown. So until I was able to grow into a better leader or be more secure in myself or learn how to relate to someone else or ask them better questions to serve them properly, I'm not able to get the experiences or abundance that may come from those things.
I love that. And so why did you choose to work with me specifically? Was there any specific like events or things that went on, or just when you talked to me that kind of differentiated me from other programs or coaches?
Yeah, so one of my mentors, she's actually the one who helped get me introduced to you. And I did start with some of your Facebook challenges or online things there in your group that you have. And I really enjoyed the material and I felt that it was beneficial. So I wanted to get on a call with you to see, what you were all about or what other options you had for working with you. And I had never really invested as much financially in myself. I'd always kind of done different programs here or there, but I thought, I've always gotten to this point where I get about 3/4 of the way and then I hit that terror barrier and I retreat. And so I thought that if I put more of an investment into myself personally, I would be able to break through that barrier and actually get more success than what I had experienced before.
And that's the truth. A lot of people don't understand that. So thanks for mentioning that. And let's talk about the program a little bit. So what did you love most about the program specifically? Like, why did it work for you?
I think it works for me because I love to write. I'm naturally a poet. That's why, I decided to write a book and, do some other things as far as articulating my expression. It comes easier for me than speaking to write it down. And so to be able to have the audios and the videos to learn from and have the repetition to really get it into the subconscious mind, and then have all of the workbook and guide, with the questions to really get me writing and thinking about how I can create what I really want. I had already heard that I'm so happy and grateful to do gratitudes for the day. And so I was a little bit familiar with writing it in the present tense to really manifest it and bring it to fruition. And so it was encouraging to know that I had already been on the right path, and this was just another way to advance forward.
Yeah, program goes very deep. And as you know, the material is, like we always say, like 95% of people have never even seen it. So it's powerful stuff. It works, and that's the power behind it. Obviously, combined with a coach, that's the power behind it, truthfully. But so what were your results from implementing what we teach in the program?
So I got to be a contributing author to an international best-selling book that was released. I actually had a surprise because I had wanted to be in another book earlier in the year, and I thought I had missed the deadline for it. And then I found out while in the program that my submission was actually included. And so I actually had happy tears that day when I realized I had gotten to bring that into fruition also. And really, as far as working with you as a coach, you've done the programs that you teach. And I think it's very important to have that, personal experience, because we can only really teach what we understand. And so for someone who is maybe trying to teach something that they haven't really lived through yet, they haven't really been able to experience all sides of it, it's not going to be as effective as someone who's been down there in the trenches, really getting the work done and, growing themselves as well.
Right. I love that. And I remember you sent me like that poem and stuff. You put it into the Facebook group and stuff, and now it ended taking it to the next level anyway. So it's that was really unique, because when you messaged me that, I was like, wow, like she just posted that there. And I even read through it and kind of gave my feedback or whatever. And then you told me that happened. So that was powerful there as well. And talk to me a little bit about like the confidence that you've gained throughout the program, like in yourself, in your business a little bit, and your like life personally, like how that changed.
Yeah. So I used to kind of be a little more reserved and unable to really feel like I was making a difference or contributing or inspiring people. And sometimes, my family or my kids might not listen to me. I'm like, if I can't even lead my family, how can I lead anyone else? But really to see how far we have all come. And, sometimes my daughter will send me a little message, or she'll go out and she'll do something. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of me. So she was watching, she did learn something, or, someone beyond liking the post will, reach out to me and send a message, or we'll have a conversation or something. And they'll be like, oh yeah, that really made a difference for me. And thank you for sharing that. And so just to have that impact, to know that I can be myself, and that there's only one of me, and I'm going to be able to relate to people differently than somebody else might be able to. And that maybe that specific person is only going to ever be able to receive that message from me, so that I'm doing a disservice to them by not sharing or speaking or, being myself. If I'm trying to copy someone else, maybe that other person isn't the right puzzle piece that would fit together for them.
Right. Excuse me. Yeah, right. Your own spin on things. And I still remember it was a big decision. Like when we talked, you went through a couple of the events that I did online, and we had the call and we had a conversation. And it's a big decision, because it gets results and it gets you uncomfortable, because that's where the growth is. That's the point of the program. So it's kind of, being ready to do all that. So where do you think you would be today if, say, we had that conversation and you didn't make that decision to join?
I would possibly be in the same spot that I came from. I wouldn't have had this material, and I wouldn't have had the repetition of learning and the guidance of you. And I'm in a group program, so the experiences and encouragement from the other people, and it just really, I'd be out on my own, and as my own little island, I'm not going to get to have the same experiences as I do when I'm in a community of other people, especially of like-minded people, because we do have that knowledge that those other 95% of people might not have yet. So we can have those deeper connections and conversations to really accomplish what we want to in life.
I love that. Decades into days. You can take 20 years doing it yourself, or you can take 6 months, a year, a couple of years, whatever, and condensing that down. That's the truth of it. That's how I live my life. And I think that's the most powerful thing, or one of the most powerful things. All right, so last question. So imagine there's someone watching right now, which there may be, or this is recorded, so they'll watch after, and they're on the fence about booking a call to speak with me about the program. So just booking a call, like what would you say to them?
The call is free. It is definitely worth your time to invest in yourself and to ask some great questions. If you have any goals or dreams that you might not know, like a path of how to get them, definitely write some bullet points down and ask Dana. He's got some great advice, and he always wants to leave you better than he found you. So he will always try to contribute something positive to you to make that difference in your life.
Perfect. And that's it. So, all right, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and thank you, Shanna, for letting me interview you. So if you're watching this right now and you're interested in working together, or you have some questions about anything about myself, the program, then what I want you to do is I want you to book a call by clicking the link provided below on this video, and we can chat this week or next week. And basically on this call, we're going to figure out what your goal is, what's holding you back, getting clear on how to fix that. So all you got to do is just book that call below before the calendar fills up. And thank you. We'll talk soon. And again, Shanna, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, I'll talk to you.
Thank you. I've enjoyed being interviewed and all the work we've done together, and look forward to many more great things.
Awesome.